Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Study with me. Here I will be uploading series of classes on Telangana events which is part of our Telangana state syllabus. First మనం తెలంగాణ హిస్టరీ మూమెంట్ అండ్ స్టేట్ ఫార్మేషన్ కోసం ఏ బుక్స్ కావాలో చూద్దాం. ఫర్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం స్టూడెంట్స్ వి ప్రకాష్ బుక్ ఇస్ ద గుడ్ వన్. ఫర్ తెలుగు మీడియం స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎస్ రాజు బుక్ ఇస్ ద బెస్ట్ వన్. నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఒక చిన్న ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ వీడియో చేసి పెట్టాను. ఎవరైనా ఆ వీడియో చూడనట్టయితే ఒకసారి వెళ్ళి త్వరగా ఆ వీడియో చూసేసేయండి. In that video I have mentioned that there are 6 major topics for Telangana events. ఆ టాపిక్స్ ఏమేంటి అనేది ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ క్విక్ రివిజన్ చేద్దాం. So these are the 6 topics of Telangana events. The first topic of our Telangana events is geography of Telangana. In geography of Telangana we have 12 subtopics which are very important, which defines geography of our Telangana. For example, forest, climate, agriculture, soil, districts, all this comes under this geography of Telangana. మనం ప్రతి సబ్ టాపిక్ గురించి డీటెయిల్గా ఫర్దర్ క్లాసెస్లో చూద్దాము. అండ్ సెకండ్ టాపిక్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ తెలంగాణ ఈవెంట్స్ ఈస్ తెలంగాణ పాలసీస్, అండ్ దెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ తెలంగాణ ఎకానమీ, and fourth one is history of Telangana movement and state formation, which is very important. And the fifth one is society, culture, heritage, arts and literature of Telangana. మనకి దీంట్లో కూడా డిఫరెంట్ సబ్ టాపిక్స్ ఉంటాయి, లైక్ టూరిజం, ఫ్రీడమ్ ఫైటర్స్ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ, famous poets of Telangana. All this comes under this fifth topic only. And the sixth topic is current affairs. For current affairs you just have to read the newspaper daily. Eenadu newspaper or Hindu newspaper daily చదివితే సరిపోతుంది. అదర్వైజ్ యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో చూస్ మంత్లీ మ్యాగజైన్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ బుక్ స్టోర్స్. అవి కూడా వద్దు అనుకుంటే మొబైల్లో మీరు కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ యాప్ని డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇన్ దిస్ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ యాప్ they update information from time to time. This information is in descriptive format. After reading this descriptive information you can also have quiz. మనకి ఆ క్విజ్లో మన స్కోర్ ఎంత అనేది కూడా మనకి లాస్ట్లో చూపిస్తుంటారు. అండ్ దిస్ యూ హ్యావ్ మంత్లీ క్విజ్ అండ్ వీక్లీ క్విజ్ కూడా అవైలబుల్ ఉంటుంది. So I'll suggest you to download this app from Play Store. సో ఇంకా లేట్ చేయకుండా మనం మన ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోదాం, విచ్ ఇస్ హిస్టరీ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ మూమెంట్ అండ్ స్టేట్ ఫార్మేషన్. దాంట్లో మనం హిస్టరీ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ ఏంటి అనేది ఫస్ట్ చూద్దాము. నేను ఫస్ట్ చేసిన వీడియోలో, ఇంట్రడక్షన్ వీడియోలో ఫస్ట్ టాపిక్ వచ్చేసి జియోగ్రఫీ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ అని చెప్పాను. బట్ మనం ఒక ఆర్డర్లో వెళ్తే బాగుంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ మనం హిస్టరీ ఏంటి, మన స్టేట్ ఫార్మేషన్ గురించి ఇవన్నీ తెలుసుకున్న తర్వాత దెన్ విల్ గో ఫర్ జియోగ్రఫీ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ. సో లెట్స్ స్టార్ట్ అవర్ ఫస్ట్ టాపిక్, history of Telangana. If you see the history of Telangana, we all know that Telangana as a geographical and political entity was born on June 2nd, 2014 as the 29th state of India, which is also an youngest state of Union of India. However, as an economic, social, cultural and historical entity, it has glorious history of at least 2500 years or more. And here we have found megalithic stone structures like cairns, cists, dolmens and menhirs. Those were the megalithic stone structures which shows that there were human habitations in this part of our country thousands of years ago. And we have also founded iron ore smeltings in different parts of Telangana, which demonstrate the hoary roots of artisanship and tool making in Telangana for at least 2000 years. And we have a reference. So these are the kingdoms who ruled our Telangana from past thousands of years. Those are Satavahanas, Vakatakas, Ikshvakus, Vishnukundinyas, Chalukyas, Qutub-Shahis and Asaf-Jahis. This is Asaf-Jahis, not Asif. The reference to Asmaka is a region of ancient India which mentioned in the Buddhist text Anguttara Nikaya. The location of this Asmaka is between Godavari and Manjira River, which is situated on the south of Vindhya range, and it corresponds to the district of Nizamabad and parts of Adilabad in Telangana, Nanded and Yavatmal in Maharashtra. And Bodhan. Bodhan is a place which literally means that the land given to the poor as alms. It is now identified as Bodhan. The capital city of Bodhan is Potali, which is now lies in Nandura Tehsils. Potali was ruled by Brahmadatta, which is mentioned in Buddhist text Mahagovinda Suttana. Mahagovinda Suttana. And then we have seen about Matsya Purana, which mentions about the 25 rulers of Asmaka, which is contemporary to Shishunga and Magadha. Later, they spread southward to the territory of Rashtrakuta Empire, which is now in modern Maharashtra. Asmaka. Asmaka Asmaka is also identified as Asaka and Asvakas. In Buddhist literature, Gata Saptasati, which is written by King Hala, Gata Saptasati, which is written by King Hala. Asmaka is derived from the Sanskrit word ashma, which means stone or gem. And now we'll see about the pre-Shatavahanas, which was there between 1000 to 300 BC. In the historical age of beginning from 1000 BC, there are some reference of Telangana as a geographical entity as well as Telugu as a linguistic entity in the contemporary to Buddhist and mythological text. Dr. Raja Reddy proved that there were rulers before Shatavahana with Kotilingala as their capital, which is very important. And we have also discovered coins like Govada, Narana, Kamvaya, and Samagopa. With these coins, there were two rulers who came into light, but though there is no exact information about those rulers. This is very important Andy. Telangana is the first region in the subcontinent to issue Panchmarka coins with even insignia. The Buddhist texts as well as accounts of foreigners like Megasthenes and Aryan talked about the region as having 30 forts, many of which have to be explored. Now we'll see about the Satavahana dynasty. Before going to the Satavahana dynasty, I want to tell you few points. Whatever the dynasty you are going to read about, you just have to remember 5 points which are very important. The first one is founder of the dynasty. Second one is capital of the dynasty. Third one is language of the dynasty. Fourth one is religion of the dynasty. And fifth one is last ruler of the dynasty. These 5 points are very important in any dynasty. మనం ప్రతి ఒక్క డైనాసిటీ నుంచి ఈ 5 పాయింట్స్ నోట్ చేసుకున్నామంటే డెఫినెట్గా దీంట్లో నుంచి ఒక క్వశ్చన్ రావచ్చు. For Satavahana dynasty, the founder of the dynasty is, I'll write it with different the founder of the Satavahana dynasty is Sri Simuka. Simuka is a founder and Satavahana is a head. మనం చాలామంది హెడ్ ఆఫ్ ది డైనాసిటీ అండ్ ఫౌండర్ ఆఫ్ ద డైనాసిటీకి కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతుంటారు. Please remember that head of the dynasty is Satavahana and founder of the dynasty is Simuka. And the capital city of Satavahana dynasty are, we have two capital cities. First one is Danyakataka, and the second one is Prathisthanapuram. And the religion of the dynasty is, first they have followed Jainism and then Haindava religion. Haindava religion, which they adopted from Vedic. And the language of the official language of the Satavahana dynasty is Prakrit. Now the fifth one is the last ruler of the dynasty. His Pulumavi III. All these 5 points are very important. Satavahana inscriptions are scattered between Sanchi in the north, Bellary in the south, Kanheri in the Maharashtra, Amaravati in the east. All these inscriptions were written in Prakrit language and Brahmi script. There are some important inscriptions of Satavahana period, which are Nanegad inscription, second one is Nasik inscription, third one is Junagadh inscription, and fourth one is Hadugumpa and Gundupalli inscription. All these four inscriptions are very important. If you see Nanegad inscription, which was written by Naganika, who is wife of Shatakarni I. After the death of Shatakarni I, she inscribed this. In this inscription, it shows that Shatakarni I conquered Marwa, Anupa in the Narmada Valley and also Vidarbha. It says that Shatakarni I performed Ashwamedha and Rajasuya Yagas, which is very important. And also Shatakarni I was the first king to do this yagas and yagnas. His title was Dakshina Padapati. And the second one is Nasik inscription, which was written by Gautami Balasri, mother of Gautami Putra Shatakarni, which says about the list of countries conquered by Gautami Putra Shatakarni. And then third inscription we have is Junagadh inscription, which belongs to the Rudradaman I. In this inscription, Rudradaman I tells us that he defeated Pulomavi II. And in fourth inscription, Hathigumpa and Gundupalli, it is said that the king Karavela, who belongs to Kalinga, there is a war happened between Satakarni I and Karavela for the possession of Godavari and Krishna river, which was mentioned in this Hathigumpa and Gundupalli inscriptions. And now let's see what are the coins of Satavahana period. In In Satavahana period, they have published different types of coins by different kind of rulers. Satavahanas used copper, lead, and tin to make silver coins, which were issued by only one ruler of Satavahana dynasty. Uh, Satavahanas were the first rulers to publish coins in the history of Deccan region. Silver coins are published by Satavahana I for the first time, which is silver coins were first published by Satakarni I, and then there were coins with Ujjain map. These coins were published by Satakarni I and Gautamiputra Satakarni. These two kings published coins with Ujjain map, and also there were coins with sailboat mark. These coins were developed during the period of Yagnashri Satakarni. And Yagnashri Satakarni also issued coins with kings' faces. And there were also coins like lion, horse, and elephant marked. All these coins were also published by various kings of Satavahana dynasty. Now quickly we'll see what are the coins published during Satavahana period. First, they have used metals like copper, lead, and tin to make silver coins. And Satavahanas were the first rulers to publish coins in Deccan region. And the silver coins were published by Satakarni I for the first time. Coins with Ujjain map were published by Satakarni I and Gautamiputra Satakarni. And sailboat marked coins are developed during Yagnashri Satakarni. And also coins with king's faces were developed during Yagnashri Satakarni period. And there were some other coins like lion, horse, and elephant marked. These are the coins developed during various periods of different kings of Satavahana dynasty. And there were also some literary sources of Satavahana dynasty. First literary source we have is Brihat Katha, which was written by Gunadhya. And we also have Gata Saptasati, which is in Prakrit language written by King Hala. This book contains 700 romantic stories which describes the society of Satavahana period. And the third one we have is Katha Sarisagaram, written by Somadeva Suri. In which Somadeva Suri said about the Satavahana dynasty and the head of the Satavahana dynasty. And the next literary source we have is Vatsyayana. In Vatsyayana, they have mentioned that about the work of Kuntala Satakarni. And then we have Kutuhala, which is very very important. Kutuhala, he wrote Leelavati Parinayam. Which says about the marriage of Princess of Sri Lanka, Leelavati, with King Hala of Satavahana dynasty. And we also have pharaoh writers during Satavahana period. First one we have is Megasthenes. Megasthenes was the Greek historian and explorer in the Hellenistic period. He was author of the work Indica. Megasthenes wrote Indica. According to his, Satavahanas has 30 cities, 1,000 active soldiers, 2,000 horses power and 1,000 elephant power. And the other foreigner writer we have is Pliny. Pliny is also a historian from Greek. He wrote the book with the name Natural History. In which he gave a detailed information about the trade and commerce of Satavahana period. Now we will see the birthplace of Satavahana. Based on the evidences like coins of Simuka, which were found in Kotilingala of Karimnagar district and Kondapur of Medar district, Dr. P.V. Parabrahma Shastri believed that Satavahana's birthplace is Telangana region. But according to V.V. Srinivasa Iyengar, the birthplace of Satavahanas is Pratishthanapuram. According to V.V. Mirasi, the birthplace of Satavahana is Vidarbha. And according to Gutta Venkat Rao, Gopalchari and Smith. The birthplace of Satavahanas is Andhra region. This is all about the birthplace of Satavahana period. Now we'll see about the Satavahana kings. The first king who ruled Satavahana is Simuka. He is also founder of Satavahana dynasty. We'll see about him in detail. We know that Simuka is a founder of the dynasty, and the capital of the dynasty in Simuka period is Prathisthanapuram. Prathisthanapuram is the capital in his period. After the downfall of Mauryan Empire, Satavahanas became independent in Srimuka period. Srimuka is the vassal of Ashoka. Vassal meaning is a military worker. For their work, they were given lands at that time. Emperor Ashoka in his inscriptions mentioned about the Satavahanas as Satyaputulu. Srimuka is also defeated a local tribe leader who are Ratikas, and also entered the matrimonial alliance with them. He followed Jain religion in the beginning, but then he adopted Vedic religion. According to Matsya Purana, he ruled for 23 years. He conquered western Malwa, Vidarbha and Anupa, which is very important. And coins of Simuka were found at Kodilengala. This is all about Simuka. I forgot to tell you that Simuka father was Satavahana. This Satavahana dynasty is named after his father Satavahana. And then the next ruler of the Satavahana dynasty is Kanna, who is brother of Simuka. This is what I have told you. Simuka is the founder of the dynasty. He ruled between 221 to 198 BC. The capital of Simuka was Prathisthanapuram. After the downfall of Mauryan Empire, they became independent, and Simuka is a vassal of Emperor Ashoka. Emperor Ashoka in his inscriptions mentioned about Satavahanas as Satyaputulu. Simuka also defeated the leader of tribal local tribes who are Ratikas, and also entered matrimonial alliance with them. He followed Jain religion, but then he adopted Vedic religion. The coins of Simuka were founded at Kotilingada. According to Matsya Purana, the king Simuka ruled for 23 years. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా సరే ఒక కింగ్ అనే కాదు, దేని గురించి చదివినా సరే మీరు ఇట్లా ఒక మైండ్ మ్యాప్ డ్రా చేసుకుంటే దాంట్లో మీకు ఓన్లీ కీవర్డ్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే మొత్తం గుర్తుండిపోతుంది. సో ఫర్ శ్రీముఖ దీస్ ఆర్ ది కీవర్డ్స్. And the second ruler of Satavahana dynasty is Kanha, who is brother of Simuka. Kanna is a brother of Simuka. He ruled between 198 to 180 BC. He
Your phone's
extended
mobile data
his
is turned off. Psych.
he extended his kingdom up to Nasik and also laid foundation for Kanheri and Nasik caves. He appointed as an officer called Dharma Mahatmaya to safeguard the welfare of Buddha monks in Nasik. In his period, the Bhagavata religion entered into Deccan region. This is all about the king Kanna. Kanna, as a brother of Simuka, he extended his kingdom up to Nasik and also laid foundation for Kaneri and Nasik caves. He appointed an officer called Dharma Mahatmaya to safeguard the welfare of Buddha monks in Nasik, and Bhagavata religion entered into Deccan region in his period. మీకు ఒకవేళ ఈ నోట్స్ పీడిఎఫ్ కావాలంటే కమెంట్ చేయండి. After Kanna, we have Satakani one, who is the son of Simuka. Satakani one is the son of Simuka, and about Satakani one, his details were mentioned in Nanegarh inscription, which was inscribed by Naganika. Naganika is the wife of Satakani one. Contemporary to Pushyamitra Shunga and Karavela, king of Kalinga. Pushyamitra Shunga is a king of Magadha and Karavela is a king of Kalinga. Shatakani one defeated king of Magadha, who is Pushyamitra Shunga, and he also performed yagas called Ashwamedha Yaga and Rajasuya Yaga. King Karavela defeated Satakani one, which was mentioned in the inscription Hathigumpa, and Satakani one was the first king to perform yagas or yagnas, and the title of the Satakani one was Dakshina Padapati. But according to Matsya Purana, his titles were Mahan and Mallakarna. He issued elephant marked coins. This is very important. And he also gave tax exemption to Brahmins and also donated cows and horses. This is all about Satakani one. Satakani one was ruled between 180 to 198 BC, and he is the son of Simuka. His details were mentioned in Nanegarh inscription, which was inscribed by Naganika, wife of Satakani one, and contemporary to Pushyamitra Shunga. He is a king of Magadha. Karavela is a king of Kalinga. Pushyamitra Shunga was defeated by Satakani one. Due to his victory, he marked coins with Ujjain map on it, and Karavela defeated Satakani one, which was mentioned in his inscriptions Hathigumpa. Wife Naganika inscribed Nanegarh, in which she had mentioned Satakani one performed yagas like Ashwamedha Yaga and Rajasuya Yaga. He is the first king to perform yagas or yagnas. Title of the Satakani one is Dakshina Padapati. According to Matsya Purana, his titles were Mahan and Mallakarna. He issued elephant marked coins for the first time and also gave tax exemption to the Brahmins, donated cows and horses in numbers. And the next king who ruled is Vedasri Satakani. He ruled between 170 to 152 BC. He is the son of Satakani I. After the death of Satakarni I, the king Vedasri Satakarni became king of the Satavahana. Due to he was inexperienced, Kalinga king took advantage of that and destroyed the city called Pitund Nagara, which is popularly known as Bhattaprolu. This is all about Vedasri Satakarni. The next important king who ruled is Satakarni II, who ruled between 152 to 96 BC. He is important because he was the longest ruler. He ruled Satavahana dynasty for 56 years. And the title of Satakarni II is Rajagya Sri Satakarni. According to Garga Samhita, a Sanskrit text, he conquered Vidarbha and Kalinga, which is said to be capital city of Sungas. Vasishtha Putra Ananda is a court artist of Satakarni II, and Satakarni II mentioned in an inscription of the gateway of Sanchi and also Yuga Purana in few coins. Satakarni II ruled between 152 to 96 BC. He is the longest ruler of Satavahana dynasty. He ruled for about 56 years, and the title of the Satakarni II is Rajagya Sri Satakarni. According to Garga Samhita, a Sanskrit text, he conquered Vidarbha, which is said to be the capital city of Sungas, and according to Yuga Purana, he conquered Kalinga. Vasishthaputra Ananda is a court artist of Satakarni II. Satakarni II mentioned in an inscription of the gateway of Sanchi, the Yuga Purana in few coins. This is all about Satakarni II, and then the main next important king who ruled Satavahana is Kuntala Satakarni. Kuntala Satakarni is the one who ruled between 38 to 30 BC. He ruled only for 8 years. In his period, Sanskrit became official language. Before that, Prakrit is the official language of Satavahanas, and in his period, Gunadhya is a poet. He wrote Brihat Katha. It became the source for Panchatantra, and there is a debate between Gunadhya and Sarvavarma. Became the sources for Somadeva Suri to write the Katha Sarisagaram. Somadeva Suri wrote Katha Sarisagaram, and then Karikta. Karikta is a sex game. The Kuntala Satakarni's wife Mayavati was died in this game called Karikta. This is all about Kuntala Satakarni, and as I told you, he ruled for only 8 years according to Matsya Purana. In his period, Sanskrit became the official language, and Gunadhya wrote the book called Brihat Katha. It became the source for Panchatantra, which was written by Vishnu Sharma. And the debate between Gunadhya and Sarvavarma became the source for Somadeva Suri to write the book Katha Sarisagaram. And Kuntala Satakarni's wife Mayavati died in a sex game called Karikta. And the next king who ruled Satavahana dynasty is Pulomavi I. He ruled between 30 to 6 BC. He ruled between 30 to 6 BC and is the 15th king of Satavahana dynasty. According to Matsya Purana, he ruled for 10 years, and Pulomavi I defeated and killed King Susarma, is the king of Magadha. He also conquered Magadha, and there were coins of Pulomavi too, which were found in Pataliputra. This is all about Pulomavi I. And the next important ruler of Satavahana dynasty is King Hala. Is very important, because he is the first poet in Deccan history. He is the 17th king of the Satavahana dynasty. He ruled only for 5 years, according to Matsya Purana. The first king, the first poet king in history of Deccan region, and the title of King Hala is Kavi Vaschala. Leelavati is a wife of King Hala. Uh, his period is the golden age for Prakrit language, as he is the poet. He also wrote a book called Gata Saptasati, and Kutuhala wrote a book called Leelavati Parnam, uh, in which he described about the marriage of Leelavati, the princess of Sri Lanka, with King Hala. This is all about King Hala. Hala ruled between 19 to 24 AD, and he is the 17th king of Satavahana. He ruled for 5 years according to Matsya Purana, and he is the first poet king in the history of Deccan region. Title of his King Hala is Kavi Vaschala. His literary work Gata Saptasati, and he married to the princess of Sri Lanka, who is Leelavati, and Kutuhala wrote a book called Leelavati Parnam, in which it was mentioned about marriage of Leelavati with King Hala. His period was called as a golden age for Prakrit language. And the next king who ruled Satavahana dynasty is Gautamiputra Shatakarni. He is the greatest king of Satavahana dynasty. He ruled Satavahana dynasty between 78 to 102 AD. He is the 23rd king of the Satavahana dynasty. According to Matsya Purana, he ruled for 21 years. He was born to Siswati and Gautami Balasri. Gautami Balasri inscribed Nasik inscription, in which he mentioned about the victories of Gautamiputra Shatakarni. And the title of Gautamiputra Shatakarni was Dakshina Samudradishwara. And Jogaltambi War is a war between King Nahapana, who is the ruler of Kshatrapas. Gautamiputra Shatakarni defeated and killed King Nahapana in Jogaltambi War, and he also reconstructed the coins of Nahapana with his face on it. He also have title Tri Samudra Toya Pitavahana, and also Saka Yavana Palva, which means the one who is young forever. He also have a unique title called Rajoran. Gautamiputra Shatakarni performed Vedic religion, and he even encouraged Buddhism. He donated lands to the Buddhist monks, and coins were also found in Nagarjuna Konda. He is the first king to keep his mother's name before his name. And next, Pulomavi II is important king in Satavahana dynasty. He is the son of Gautamiputra Shatakaర్ణి. He has titled with Dakshina Pradhaneshwara according to Nasik inscription. But according to Junagadh inscription, Rudradaman defeated Pulomavi too, which is very very important. He married to the daughter of Saka ruler Rudradaman I, and also he extended his territory till Bellary. Amaravati Stupa was built in his period, which is very very important, and that's why he titled with Navanagara Swami. And the next important ruler of Satavahana dynasty is Yagnashri Shatakarni. He ruled between 174 to 203 AD. He is the last great king of Satavahana dynasty. He built and donated viharas. Viharas means monasteries. There is a central hall which entered by a doorway from veranda in front. He is the first king to publish sailboat mark coins, and he enlarged Amaravati Stupa and constructed the stone railing around the Mahachaitya. Mahachaitya means a large hall with a number of columns. In his period, there is a lot of trade happened with Rome. He issued a Chinaganjam inscription. He issued Chinagajam inscription, and Sukrulekha was written by Acharya Nagarjuna, in which he mentioned about Yagnashri Shatakarni. And I forgot to tell you one thing, that it is believed that Acharya Nagarjuna was present in Yagnashri Shatakarni's court. Pulomavi III is the last king who ruled Satavahana dynasty. He ruled Satavahana dynasty from Ballari. He also wrote an inscription called Myakadoni inscription, in which he mentioned about the decline of Satavahana Empire. This is all about the rulers of Satavahana dynasty. Now we'll see the architecture of Satavahana dynasty and the numismatics of Satavahana dynasty, and what are the major cities we have in Satavahana dynasty. The architecture of Satavahana dynasty is of two types. One is Chaityas. Chaityas contains a large hall with a number of columns. For example, we have Karle Chaitya. And next we have Viharas. In this Viharas, the hall was constructed in the center, and we entered by a doorway from veranda in the front. The Amaravati Stupa, which was built by Satavahanas, was an example of architecture of Satavahana. And then numismatics means the study of coins. As I have already told you, they have made coins by using lead, copper and tin. They mixed these three metals to make silver coins. These were the first coins to have bilingual legends and also the first to issue with king's portraits. They have issued coins in Prakrit language, and if you see the major cities, there are two major cities which were constructed during Satavahana period, which are Nagarjuna and Amaravati. These two were the major cities which were constructed during Satavahana period. Now we'll see the political map of Satavahana period. This is the map of Satavahana Empire. Which is surrounded by Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. This is the political map of Satavahana dynasty. And now we'll see the financial system of Satavahana dynasty. Financial system of Satavahana dynasty. Satavahanas are the first in Deccan region to donate lands to monks and priests. Donating lands to monks and priests in India was first started by Mauryas. The main income of the source of kingdom of Satavahana dynasty is land tax is the main source, which is 1/6 of the crop cultivated. And the king's part in the cultivated crop is called as Deyamayam. The king's part of the crop cultivated is called as Deyamayam. Here, people mainly depended on agriculture for their livelihood. During Satavahana period, there was trade happened with Rome in high quality and quantity. There was trade happened with Rome. So the one who trade with foreign countries are called as Surat Vasulu. And there are local businessmen who used to form committees, and these committees were called as Nikayas. Nikayas were the local committees by local businessmen, and they used to conduct meetings in regular intervals, and these meetings were hosted by Gosti. And the leader of these Gosti meetings were known as Shettis. And there are some important trade centers of Satavahana periods, which are first one is Guduru, which is in Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh, which is famous for textile industry. And the second one is Vinukonda, which is Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh, is famous for metal industry. And the third one is Palnadu, which is also in Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh, which is famous for diamond industry. We had in trades with these cities, and there were also some important shipyards of Shatavahana period, which were the first one is Baruch, which is in Gujarat. It acted as one of the most important shipyard in western region of Satavahana kingdom, and the second one is Sopara. Sopara shipyard is one of the oldest shipyard present in Palghar district of Maharashtra, which is in Maharashtra. These are the two important shipyards of Satavahana period, which are in western region of Satavahana kingdom. And in the eastern region we have three shipyards. First one is Kuduru, which is Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, and the second one is Gantasala, which is also in Krishna district, and the third one is Korangi, which is also acted as one of the important shipyards in Satavahana period. Now there is no shipyard in Korangi. Korangi is in East Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. Now we'll see what is the position of ladies during Satavahana period. One of the outstanding features of Satavahana society was here women given high status in this period. Women given high status. In Satavahana period, for example, Naganika and Gautami Balashri, they both played a dominant role in administration of the empire. They also have right to religious. They even have right to property. Satavahanas took it as a pride in associating their mother's name with their like Gautami Putra Shatakarni and Vasishta Putra Shatakarni. Gautami Balashri given grants for construction of chaityas and viharas, which is important. Gautami Balashri given grants for building chaityas and viharas. And if you see the religion of Satavahana dynasty, as we all know that first they followed Jain religion, and then they adopted Vedic religion. It is said that during Kanna rule, Bhagavata religion entered Deccan region. Satakarni won a staunch champion of Hinduism. He performed two yagas, which are Ashwamedha Yaga and Rajasuya Yaga. According to Nanegad inscription, Satakarni won given grants to Brahmins. So this is all about Satavahana dynasty. We have discussed about what are the sources we have for Satavahana dynasty, and then we saw who are the rulers of Satavahana dynasty, and then we saw the financial system of dynasty and religion of dynasty. This is all about Satavahana dynasty. In the next class, we'll get know about Ikshvaku dynasty, which is the dynasty after Satavahanas. I hope all of you understood about Satavahanas clearly. If you like my class, please share it with people who need these classes. I'm not doing this for likes and comments. I'm also an aspirant like you guys. Uh, 6 months back, I've searched for Telangana movement classes and Telangana history classes in YouTube, but I couldn't able to find a single video on this Telangana history and movement. So I thought I'll make classes on this. I'll be happy if it is useful for one person also. Thank you for watching this video. Please share it with the people who needed these classes. Thanks again. So this is all about Satavahana dynasty. In Satavahana dynasty, we have seen the birthplace of Satavahana dynasty, birthplace, sources of Satavahana dynasty, and rulers of Satavahana dynasty, the financial system of Satavahana dynasty, important shipyards of Satavahana dynasty, religion of Satavahana dynasty, and the woman importance in that period. These are all we have learnt in this class today. In the next class, we'll be discussing about Ikshvaku dynasty, which is the dynasty of after Satavahanas. I hope all of you have understood what I have said. If you like my class, please share it with the people who need these classes. I'll be happy if this is useful for one person also. Thank you for watching this video. We'll meet in the next class.